Demonstrations will be held in various countries Sunday as part of an international day of solidarity with Venezuela. The rallies are to reject the executive order passed by U.S. President Barack Obama early March against Venezuela. Despite admitting the South American country is no threat to the U.S.'s national security, Washington has not repealed the order. In Peru's capital Lima, a rally was held Friday.
The organized and united people of Peru are supporting the Bolivarian process. Chavez is not dead, he lives on and he will live on in our hearts and minds. And now we support Nicolas Maduro and the Venezuelan people for the repeal of the Obama decree that considers the government of Venezuela dangerous. That is unfair and that is why we are going to support them.
Estamos aquí porque nosotros creemos en la soberanía de cada país, en su independencia.
We are here because we believe in the sovereignty of each country and in their independence, so that each country can govern according to their laws. We are protesting the U.S. aggression against Venezuela, and we are in solidarity with our brother country and President Nicolas Maduro.
Today we get together again in this international event that is taking place to ask the repeal of the Obama decree in solidarity with the Bolivarian Revolution. And well, we are seeking, as usual, to express to the Peruvian people that what is happening in Venezuela is not what the media says.
Revolutions.
Julian Assange has joined a wide range of other prominent Australians in condemning the sanctions on Venezuela. The WikiLeaks founders added his name to a growing list of Australian journalists, academics, politicians, trade unions, and solidarity activists asking President Obama to repeal the executive order against Venezuela. The group of 70 Australians initiated an open letter to Obama urging him to respect Venezuelan sovereignty.
And now to our correspondent in St. Lucia, Alison Kentish, who explains new banking measures put in place to improve the economies of Eastern Caribbean nations, aimed at tackling unemployment and stimulating lending.
The economy of the OECS grew by 1.3% in 2014, but the islands continue to be burdened by high unemployment and slow growth. The banking system has been hit hard by non-performing loans and a decrease in borrowing. It's a worrying situation for the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, the institution in charge of monetary policy for the countries which share a common currency, the Eastern Caribbean dollar. The chairman of the bank's Monetary Council says finance ministers have taken a number of measures to help the situation, including reducing the minimum savings deposit rate across the region from 3% to 2%. He's hoping it will reduce banks' costs and ensure those institutions can provide more credit on better terms to customers. Entrepreneurs are welcoming the news of a strategy to strengthen the banking system. However, businessman Evarista Jean-Marie says borrowers must learn to pay back.
Loans could be made more accessible to the average citizen within the region. This has been a major constraint in terms of our development as a region. So yes, I think it's something to be encouraged, but at the same time it has to be done within a certain context. We must develop a culture within the region of being able to going out to pay our debts, because I think money is not free, and if it's not a case of just giving out money, but to ensure that there's a willingness to pay back.
Citizens of St. Lucia say they are looking forward to better loan conditions.
Very easy, and we helpful for people to get loans that they can build houses, buy a vehicle, buy your land and stuff like that.
Dr. Gonzalez has confirmed the establishment of a deposit insurance fund and an Eastern Caribbean Asset Management Corporation to help protect customers. The finance ministers are hoping that the new measures will result in a stronger banking sector, greater financial stability, and faster economic progress for the countries of the Eastern Caribbean. Alison Kentish, Telesur, St. Lucia.
About 8 million Cubans are expected to cast their vote this Sunday in municipal elections that are held every 2.5 years. The voters will elect delegates to the municipal assemblies across the country. Voting at almost 25,000 polling stations began at 6 in the morning local time and will end at 6 in the evening. The municipal assemblies are sort of a neighborhood council that oversees local issues as water, sewer, street repair, and insect fumigation.
Gunfights between drug traffickers and security forces broke out and vehicles were set ablaze on Friday in Reynosa, one of Mexico's biggest cities along the U.S. border, across from McAllen, Texas. About 60 gunmen tried to rescue Jose Tiburcio Hernandez, a leader of the Gulf drug cartel, who had earlier been arrested. At least 3 suspected assailants were killed and 2 state police were injured in the incident that brought half of the city to a complete halt. There were no reports of further arrests. Hernandez had control of drug trafficking on most of Mexico's eastern coast.
About 700 people were feared dead after a fishing boat packed with migrants capsized off the Libyan coast. This may be one of the worst disasters of the Mediterranean migrant crisis. If these deaths are confirmed, it would increase to 1,500 the deaths of migrants this year as the flow of people seeking to flee poverty and violence in Africa and the Middle East continues. This tragedy has prompted calls for stronger response from Europe to deal with this crisis.
I don't have more specific information, but if confirmed, this would be the worst disaster of recent years in the Mediterranean. There is this disaster today, which is terrible. But there have been tragedies that took place last week which caused close to 400 deaths. So since the beginning of the year, there has been an acceleration. Last year, there were 4,000 deaths in the Mediterranean.
I make a heartfelt appeal to the international community to react decisively and quickly to see it that such tragedies are not repeated.
Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei told military commanders Sunday the United States had created the myth of nuclear weapons to portray Iran as a threat. The Iranian leader has hardened his rhetoric before nuclear negotiations resume this week. Khamenei, who is the highest Iranian authority, has supported the talks, but continues to express mistrust of Washington. Iran and 6 world powers will continue negotiations aimed at reaching a final agreement by the June 30th deadline.
The American regime is the greatest threat to the world today, with its irrelevant interference anywhere it pleases in the world, without any control, without any commitment, religious or morale. Interference that compromises security. America has made the world insecure.
Israel has finally decided to pay the Palestinian Authority taxes it has withheld since January in retaliation against the Palestinian decision to join the International Criminal Court. Our correspondent in Gaza, Noor Harazim, has the story.
Back in January 2015, when the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas signed asking for Palestine to join the International Criminal Court, and since then the Israeli government have been holding on the Palestinian tax money, preventing hundreds of thousands of Palestinian employees from getting their monthly salaries. However, this morning, several Palestinian officials said that the Israeli government will be giving the PA their Palestinian tax money in order to pay all the employees whom were not paid over the past months.
The fastest man on earth, Jamaican sprinter Usain Bolt, has a few goals he wants to achieve before retiring. He wants to break his own 200-meter world record by running it in under 19 seconds. He set the record of 19.19 seconds in 2009. That same year, he also set the 100 record of 9.58 seconds. The 6-time Olympic gold medal sprinter is in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, participating in an exhibition race.
I definitely want to break the 200-meter record. That's one of my biggest goals. Was actually to run under 19 seconds.
Facts that have marked the course of history. Productions designed in the English language and made for the English-speaking world. This is Documentary. Watch it on telesur.net/English. Telesur, wherever the news, you'll be there.